for confirmation.
Just waiting on LinkedIn. Oh, there it goes. All three are live.
Perfect. We are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Nina Roberts, and I will be your host today in this 5-day Success Accelerator. So, wherever you're joining us from, yeah, maybe type in the chat where you're joining us from. It would be nice to see how you're here. And if you can put yourself on mute as well, that will help us keep the meeting clear for everybody. That's perfect. Thank you very much. Hello, Shital from Watford. All right. Okay. Okay, so a few housekeeping rules as we introduce ourselves. So as I was saying, this is a 5-day Success Accelerator, and welcome everyone who has registered using the Zoom link. So we will be live every day on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube, as well as inside Zoom. So if you're watching us live on any of these platforms, it would probably be better if you join us here on Zoom so you can ask your questions and you can get live support and live interaction with us. With that being said, yes, hello to everybody. Wow, so many people from all over the world. So Berlin, USA, Watford, okay, Ireland, amazing. And we are recording as well. Perfect. All right. Okay. So yes, to continue, we will be live every day. So today, Monday, is day 1. It's going to be a 5-day live event. So I would be very happy to see you every day. And I would also strongly advise you to come here inside Zoom every day because it's a continuous training. So I would love to have you every day so we can really learn together and see the growth in this 5-day Success Accelerator. If you're maybe watching the replay or if you're just watching live today, the link is still available to register. It's not too late. So you can watch the replay for day 1 and then register for the following days as well. That's also a good idea. Welcome everybody. Okay, thanks for the interactions. Please feel free as well to leave your comments on YouTube, LinkedIn, on Facebook. We will make sure to see all the comments and to respond here live. If we haven't seen your comments, we will do so after the event is finished. So please interact with us, ask your questions, and we will make sure to reply. All right. So I would also love to hear where did you hear about us? That's so because we are advertising this event through many social media platforms. We invited our contacts, we invited our colleagues. So it would really be interesting to see where everybody is joining from and how they heard about us. Another thing, this 5-day Success Accelerator, this is the 3rd time we'll do it as a group. And this time it's going to be a very comprehensive event. Last time we did it 100% for entrepreneurs and business, but this time it's going to be really general and really encompassing many other aspects of life. So if you joined as a business person, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, but also as someone who wants to maybe switch their careers, wants to achieve a financial goal, for example, an income goal, or someone who just wants to make the best out of their lives, to improve their lifestyle, to improve their health, their wellness, their well-being in general. This event is for you. So whatever the goal is, we're going to talk too much about goals today. So whatever your goal is, stay tuned because we have definitely something for you. Perfect. Yes, my meetup friends. Hello. Yes, perfect. Rebecca and Naveen. Nice to see you here. Amazing. Okay. And Shital was invited by Polly. Perfect. All right. Okay, so First things first, we should introduce ourselves. So we are the Freedom Collective. My name is Dina Robert, and today I have my three other colleagues and team members with me, John Power, Jaiye Cordory, and Polly Lou. Together, we have founded the Freedom Collective, that is a group of coaches specialized each in their area. For example, I'm specialized in the self-image. Jaiye is called the Productivity Lady. Polly is specialized in career coaching and health coaching, and John Power is specialized in business coaching. So, with this being said, the Freedom Collective has been operating since, what, 1.5 years now? And we so far have helped many people achieve their goals. But especially, specifically, I think we helped each other and we helped ourselves, because we started as consultants for the Proctor Gallagher Institute. We got certified and we got ourselves to reach our goals first. So we were each our first client, and this is something I'm very proud of, because being one's own client is something very challenging, because you have to teach yourself first what you want to teach and to sell to other people. You have to be the living proof that your system works and that your formula is actually working. So you will get to know us better. You'll get to know our story better as we progress towards this 5-day Success Accelerator. But with that being said, let's start with what we have prepared for you for day one. So, day one, we will start talking about goals. What do you want and what are you here for? Is it an income goal? Is it a health goal? Is it a career goal? Is it a business goal? Or you just want to achieve more in life? It could be that you don't even know what you want yet, and that's completely okay. We're going to learn exactly how to set up the right goal for you now, with what you have, with where you are, and then go from there. So, what is a goal and what is a goal for? Many people, when we ask about what is your goal, would probably say, I don't know, or probably say, well, I want what everybody else has, or I want the usual, I want a big house, a nice family, some time with my friend, I want a better health, I want to lose weight, I want $1 million, I want a house on the beach, I want a boat, all these nice things. But most of the time, people will settle for what we learned that we should want, or what other people are doing and what seems really nice when we see other people living that life and see, okay, I really want that. I'm not sure if it's for me or not, but it looks cool. It looks nice. I want that. Could it be that you're actually settling for something that is maybe below your potential? Could it be that you're actually choosing something or think you're choosing something, but instead somebody else has actually chosen for you years ago and implemented or printed this idea in your mind so deep down that you think that you want that, but you actually don't know what you want? Or could it even worse, that you don't even dare to think, what do I really want? Not what do my kids want, or what does my wife want, or what do my parents want me to become, or what does my boss want me to be like, or what does my partner thinks I should be like? The majority of people, unfortunately, are settling for goals that they haven't chosen for themselves, for many reasons. First of all, we are programmed to want what other people have, to follow each other, to follow the tribe, and that's completely okay, except when the tribe is going absolutely nowhere and just getting all sorts of stuff to just impress each other, and we just follow along blindly. Second, it could be that someone has implemented that idea, probably maybe so far away, like maybe in your childhood, and you just were raised to want that thing. You were probably programmed to want that thing all along, that you haven't even questioned, do I actually want this? Is it actually for me? Or did I even stop and ask the question. The third thing is that when I ask the question, I'm probably scared of the answer. Maybe I want something that is so big and so beyond my limits now, beyond my level of awareness, beyond my skills, beyond my income, beyond my physical strength, that I'm too afraid to ask for it. So, what is it? We have a couple of questions for you to warm up this conversation before. So, if Jay, you can pop up the first question. Thank you. Okay, first question. What's the number one invisible bottleneck holding your life or business or health or any of the reasons you're here today back right now? What's holding you back, or what you think it's holding you back? Strategy or mindset? Second question. Do you have a goal? Yes, and it's written out. Yes, and do I need to write it out? Probably just have it in your mind. Or no, not yet. And the third question, will simply working harder create the success that you want? This is a very tricky one and a very important one to understand and to really grasp during this training. Do you think, of course, hard work would probably get me where I want to go? Or no, I need more than just hard work. There's something I'm missing. There's something holding me back that I really can't master yet. So we'll give you a couple of seconds to think about these questions. I would love to see your answers so we can get some statistics and we can really redirect this conversation in function of that. For those who have just joined us live or inside Zoom, hello and welcome. This is day one of the 5-Day Success Accelerator, and we are live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. If you're joining from one of these platforms, we would love to have you here in Zoom. So don't hesitate to click the link to register so we can really have you here inside Zoom so you can ask your questions and get live support. If you're watching the replay as well, it's not too late to register. The link is still available and you can always get here with us inside Zoom for the rest of the training that will last 5 days until Friday. We are here live for 1 hour every day, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Paris time. Perfect. Okay. Do we have results yet?
We do.
All
So
right.
73% of people are saying that the number one invisible bottleneck holding life or business back is mindset.
Okay, interesting.
We have a even split for the top spot for number 2. So do you have a goal? We've got 45% of people saying yes and it's written, 45 saying yes and do I need to write it down? And 9% of our attendees are saying no, not yet.
Okay, sounds good. What about the
And
last question?
82% say that nope, we need more than just hard work to create the success.
Yes, perfect. All right. Polly, do you want to add something?
So this 5-day session, we will teach you a lot of content, but we also share our story to tell you how we also go through this format one by one. So Nina she was already really nicely breaking down what kind of goal people tend to go for. And we call A, B, and C goal. So A-type goal tend to be the goal that people think you should reach. It could be your family, it could be your boss, it could be anyone around you. So the B-type goal is the goal you think you can achieve. That's based on your personal understanding on yourself, your capabilities, and also your historical understanding for people around you. And C-type goal will be the goal you really, really, really want, but it's something you've never done before. And that's not the goal is so big that it really scares you. So last year I went through the same process myself, and that was when I got to know in September my dad had lung cancer. And that was a very shocking news to all of us, because we as a family were very healthy. We've never had any sort of history with cancer. So we are all very much lost our mind and we are all crumbling, including my dad. So on that night, I said to myself, all right, I've learned this already. I need to put this into practice. So the sensible goal from the doctor will be, and who is the authorized figure, will be, go through chemo, go through radiotherapy, go through surgery. But I know for my dad, he will not be able to cope with all of that. So I said to myself, I don't want that. So the first thing that you do to set out a goal is to reject whatever people tells you. You go for whatever you want, you truly, truly want. So at that time, I said to myself, I want my dad to become cancer-free in 30 days. That's my goal. And I actually threw it up after I decided on my goal, because the goal is so big, so out of ordinary. No one has ever done such things before. I'm not a medical or scientific person. I have no idea about how to achieve this goal. But I still said to myself, whatever I set on my goal, I know the universe will be helping me. So I decided this goal is going to be achievable, and I'm going to build my belief and my strategy no matter what. So the very first thing to set out a goal is to really to be truly, truly wanted, regardless of what other people tell you. And the second is to really start working on your belief system, to believe anything you want is possible. So that's a very small demonstration on my goal achieving exercise. And as an outcome, my daddy became cancer-free in 30 days. But that's a story for later on. Yeah.
That is a very inspirational story. And yes, we were there, and we were there with Polly when she got this news that her dad was sick. And we were there seeing the transformation, seeing what she did, like step by step. We haven't told you that yet, but we are also members of what we call 6 a.m. club. So we meet every day at 6 a.m. from 6 to 7, and we study together. We read a book for 40 minutes, and then the last 20 minutes we just open our cameras on Zoom, and we just share what we read and what we learn. It's an excellent way to start the day. And we were with Polly when this happened, and we were really following this transformation. And the day she made the decision that, okay, now I have a goal and I'm going to manifest it, I'm going to go after it, and I'm going to apply what we learned to achieve that goal. And we watched it become real. So we are all living proofs that whatever this formula that we're going to teach you these 5 days is, it works. Because we've been there, and we have had many different types of goals. So for me, for example, it was a health and income goal. For Jaiye, she wanted her dream house. For John, he wanted to grow his business, for example. He wanted to help as many people as he could. He still is. For Polly, so many goals achieved so far. So we're very grateful that this has worked for us. And what we are here today is to really teach you guys how to actually understand the strategy behind, but also the mindset behind goal achievement and goal setting. Today is day 1, so we will stick with goal setting. How do I set up the right goal for me today? The right goal for you today is not the right goal for you in 10 years. And it was not the right goal for you 10 years ago, even maybe 1 year ago. If you remember your life a year ago, you probably have made some kind of progress, whatever it is. Maybe a new certification, a new skill, a new job. Maybe you've increased your income, maybe you lost weight, or maybe you actually achieved some progress within a challenge, within an environment that was maybe toxic, maybe difficult. Could be really anything, but there is improvement. If there was an improvement, then maybe today is a good day to start thinking, okay, I want my life to be much better next year. This time next year, I will set up the date. Okay, May 5th, 2026. What do I want by then? then I'll go after it. I'll ask for it. I will achieve it. Yes, Jay.
And I just want to highlight the fact that if there is something that you really, 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 really want, and you want it by this date, and you get to here, and it hasn't appeared, and it hasn't worked, that doesn't mean the goal is wrong. That means that the timeline is wrong. Because every
maybe the
single
date was
goal,
wrong.
exactly, every
Yeah.
goal is like a seed. So I've been planting a lot of stuff in the garden, carrots and tomatoes and beans and all sorts. And it will take every single seed a different amount of time to appear through the soil before it then becomes its plant. Okay? Some seeds take 5 years before they come through the soil. I'm thinking bamboo. 5 years that little seed is in the ground before it then finally makes its way up, and then within a few weeks it's 50 foot tall.
Yeah.
So just because you haven't seen it just yet doesn't mean that it's not working towards you.
On a more actually pragmatic note, maybe setting this deadline subject actually is a very we often get very often this question, like, what if I set up a deadline and then I'll be disappointed, and then I'll be sad if I haven't reached my goal, and then I think, okay, maybe this goal wasn't for me, but maybe it's too hard and I just will settle for less. It's not the deadline that was the problem. It's just an estimation that was wrong. The deadline is there for you to be pushed towards that goal, because there is a concept in project management that says work will stretch to fill up the space or the time allocated for it. So if you have a project that you say, okay, let's go team, we have this project, we're going to build this building, whatever, and you have all the time in the world. Okay, take a few years, I don't know, do whatever you can in a few years and we'll meet back. Guess what? After a few years, probably nobody has started, or probably they just laid the foundation, or probably, okay, the plans are not designed and just waiting for whatever it is, a trigger, a spark, a decision to be made. But if you don't set up a deadline, okay, you're probably going to miss it. Most probably you're going to miss it. But if you don't set up a deadline, the amount of work, the amount of effort will stretch to fill up that deadline or not, or that infinity. If you say, okay, one day I'll have my dream house, one day I'll have my first $1 million, one day I'll start going to the gym, one day I will lose weight, one day I'll start a business, one day I'll quit my toxic job, you haven't chosen, or you haven't decided what that day is. One day or day one. Yes, great. Exactly. Either you say, okay, by this time next year, or by this time in 5 years, I will have my business, it will grow, or I will have achieved this this health goal or this fitness goal, or I will have met my soulmate, or whatever it is that you want. But you have to set up a deadline for you to be clear, and also for your brain, your mind, to have a roadmap, to say, okay, this is the road, I have this amount of time, I need to manage my efforts and my energy and my strength for me to achieve that goal by then. If I set up the same goal for 10 years, I will not approach it with the same energy, with the same effort, and with the same passion as if I set it for 1 year. So this is why we set up deadlines. So staying with setting up goals and setting up the right goals for you. The third scenario that I mentioned earlier, and if you haven't been watching since the beginning, you can watch the replay. If you're watching us live, you can come register and come here to Zoom so you can ask your questions and get live support. But coming back to what I was saying earlier, I said there are three different scenarios on why people settle for goals that are not theirs. Either they just want something that others have, they just want to copy something else because it looks fun, it looks cool, it looks nice, it looks happy. That's okay. Second is that they have been programmed to want something since their childhood or someone else has chosen for them, and they don't want to disappoint that person. Like, okay, my parents wanted me to become a doctor. If I don't become a doctor, then I'm a disappointment. So I have to be that person that someone else has chosen for me. So that someone else's goal becomes mine. But at the end of the day, do I really want to be that person? Maybe you should have this conversation with yourself, or probably with the people who are choosing your goals for you. The third option that is the most dangerous is that we don't even dare ask the question, what do I really want? What do I truly want in my heart of hearts? I remember the first day I heard this question, what do you really want? And Bob Proctor, our mentor at the time, he asked us to make a list of 20 to 30 things that you want and just write them down. And I remember how ridiculously humble and shy my list was, because I didn't dare ask much. And this is how we were uh, raised to believe, that we shouldn't ask for much, we shouldn't be greedy, we shouldn't be too demanding. It's okay to be demanding to the universe because you will put the effort to reach their goal. But for some reason, we are confusing both things. Am I being greedy, just asking for that amount of money, or am I just being lazy to step outside my comfort zone and go and look for new ways to achieve that? We will talk about goal achievement later on, but let's stay with goal setting. Did you actually dare ask the question, what do I really want in my heart of hearts before? Or is it the first time? If it is the first time, I advise you to go and do this list. Make this list of 10, 20, 30 things that you want to buy, have, do, or be, or achieve, whatever it is. I want to lose weight, I want a boat, I want $1 million, I want that new dress. Could be really anything. I want this trip, I want this new job, I want this new promotion, I want to start my business. Could be really anything. And the more you write, the more you'll get this, I wouldn't say frustration, but maybe this uncertainty and this discomfort, saying, what do I actually do? If I write it down, if it doesn't happen or doesn't become real, I'll be so disappointed. So it should probably be just better not to even talk about it. Like, don't even think about it. You disregard the idea immediately. And this is what most people do. And this is very dangerous. You don't want that. You owe it to yourself to at least admit, what do you want? After that, I guarantee you, you will have this amazing emotion of satisfaction and gratitude towards yourself, that you actually dared to be honest with yourself and you honored this desire within you. So this is step one for goal setting. Deciding what you really want, really write down that list and write it down multiple times. Like after a few days, leave it to rest. Your mind will still thinking about it. Will still be thinking about it. After a few days, write it down again. You'll see the difference. Write it down as many times as you want. Some things will stick around, will be repeated. Obviously, these are the things that you want the most. But some other things you'll say, okay, I probably just had an idea to write something, but do I really want it? Maybe I should just scratch it down and write something else instead. So after a few rounds, after a few times of repeating this exercise often and often again, you will be amazed of the new version of the want list. We call it the want list, that you will have achieved. Because this want list is going to be the foundation for your goal setting. Within this list, there will be a couple of things that could be achieved within other things. Let me explain. Like, if one of my goals is to have my dream house, for example, I know the price more or less to this dream house. If another goal is for me to start a business, and I know how profitable the business will become in 2 to 3 years, I can probably achieve the buying a house goal with starting a business goal, because that business will start getting me the income, getting me the profit that will get me to buy this house, and so on and so on. Like if I want more general well-being, maybe another goal is to quit my toxic job. Maybe another goal is to meet interesting people or to go on amazing trips. Maybe that will get me to less stress, to more wellness, to a better mental health. Could be really anything. But some of the goals will get filtered one by one, and they will leave the ultimate C-type goal. Like Polly was talking about earlier, there are 3 types of goals: A-type goal, B-type goal, and C-type goal. A-type goal is what you think and you're sure you can accomplish. And it's usually someone else's goal, or it's usually something you've achieved before. You know exactly how to go and get it, like a similar car, a better job, slightly better income, 15% increase in your company growth. I don't know, to lose 1 or 2 kilograms of weight if you want to lose weight. Could be like this slightly nice thing to have, like just slightly nicer than what you have now. That's A-type goal. That's not a bad goal in itself, but it will not allow you to grow. And what's the purpose or the meaning of a goal is to really allow us to grow. That's the only purpose. The result of the goal, the outcome of the goal is the money or the wellness or the well-being or the happiness or the joy or whatever it is that we're getting out of that goal. But that's a secondary result. The primary result, the purpose of a goal is for us to grow, to become a better version of ourselves. B-type goal is when I can make a plan and say, okay, if I start this business, I know exactly how this business will go, and I can really see it very clearly. If I plan, if I have all the resources and the skills, I know exactly how to do it. So you haven't achieved that goal before. This is the first time you try it, but you know exactly more or less how to get there. That's B-type goal. It's still much better than A-type goal. It is probably something you want more that you haven't achieved before. But still, if you can see exactly how to do it, it's not going to allow you to grow because you're not learning anything new. So what do we still have? The C-type goal. This is something you really want. It's probably something you've never tried or achieved before, and it's probably something that you think it's too big, or you think you have no idea how to get there, and that's totally okay. This is probably a good sign. If you don't know at all how to achieve that goal, how to get there, it probably means that, okay, I haven't done this before, but it probably means that I will grow so much and I will learn so much. It's going to be a very fun adventure, probably full of challenges. That's completely normal, and that's where the fun is. But with challenges comes growth. And if you compare yourself to the version of yourself, I don't know, 10 years ago, the things that you are achieving today with such ease and that you don't even consider as challenges anymore, compare that to the version of yourself looking at you achieving all those things at work or in your business or within your daily life, and look at them, imagine them being amazed of how much you have grown and how much you can achieve in a day. That younger version of yourself could probably not even dream of how big you can go and how far you can go and how amazing things you can actually do with ease, of course, because that's the purpose of all of this, to do all of this with ease. Why we're doing it with ease, why we're actually growing but having fun, because the mindset is going to change in the meantime. You did not have the same mindset 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I know I didn't. And if I had this conversation, I actually always have it in my mind. lately, I always do this exercise of talking to my younger self and explaining how the best thing she could imagine of of how her life could be is now something very dull, very mundane in my world. Because I have achieved so much, I have grown so much, so that I can achieve so much more with the same amount of energy. I'm still the same person. Yes, Jay, go ahead.
And it works the other way as well. So you're talking
Yeah.
to your younger self, telling them that what we were thinking about then is boring, but you can also talk to your future self. And you can always, when you're facing the issue or an issue or a problem or a how do I do this, ask your future self, okay, you're living my life that I want to live. You're over here, I'm down here. How did you get there? How is this person different to how I am now? And as soon as you're acting and feeling like this person up here, this person down here starts making their way towards them. And then you'll get up here to future self. And guess what? There's another future self even higher. And it carries on working like that.
And I mean, it's just easier to look backwards than to imagine the future self. So, talking about goal setting, it will be much easier to remember how you used to look like, to how you used to think like, and what kind of goals you were able to achieve, than really going towards that future version. Because yeah, in day 2, day 3, maybe we'll talk about the self-image, and you will see how it's actually also very good exercise what Jay has just suggested, to really imagine yourself having this conversation with your future self, and let your future self fill you with inspiration, and you'll be amazed with the amount of ideas and thoughts that you can literally download from this conversation with your future self. And Polly, you also wanted to add something.
So when I was doing the career coaching, I've met a lot of people really inspired to set up a business or change career directions, but they all tend to get stuck in 3 different concerns that they have. So the first one is, I'm too old, I'm too late, just a lot of rationales of why they cannot do it, why it is not a good time for them. And the second is, I don't know how. I don't know how I can get it started. I have no idea how we're going to get started. And the third is it a bit too selfish? Especially for people who have got families or people who are running like big teams, big positions in a company, etc. And I would tend to share my experience with them because I went through a very, very similar process. And this is what I have come to realize. When you are thinking about doing something beyond what you're doing right now, we've got to learn how to work with the universe or the God, whatever that you call it. Because essentially you are going to enter a co-creation process with the universe. And this is also another big, big law that I want everyone to know. Whenever you have a big, big goal in your mind, that's essentially the contract you have already made with the universe. So the reason why you have these ideas in your mind, it means you have all the capability to achieve that. But what is stopping us is our brain. Our brain is feeding us fear and doubt. So what you need to do, once you set a big goal, then you need to crack down all your fears and concerns. So for all the things that we talk about, I'm too old, I'm not qualified, I'm too poor, whatever that is, that's essentially your brain's already telling you, you can't do that. You can't do that. And so now I'm going to come up with all the reasons why you cannot do that. So a lot of us get beat up by the very first step, which is I can't, because I'm too blah, all of this question, all of this. But I've already helped cracking you down. It's not that you can't do it. The universe has to give you permission to go ahead and do it. It's your brain telling you you cannot do it. And so don't believe the lie that the brain is feeding you. And the second is I don't know the how. This is also one of the things I've come to realize. If you want to know the how, the first thing you need to do is to make decision. If you don't make the decision, you are telling the universe, I don't want any help from you. But as soon as you start making a decision, I want to do it, please tell me how, the universe will start feeding you information, contacts, opportunities, step by step. It won't tell you the entire journey because you're not ready, but it will tell you bits by bits of information. And that's when the faith comes in. When we are in the co-creation process to do something we've never done before, there's a lot of unknown. And that's when the faith will need to be built. And that's why when you'll be fitting into step by step opportunities, process, contacts, as long as you start taking the first step, the second step, the third step, you're telling the universe, I want to do this. So the more you do, the universe will feed you more information, more opportunity, more contacts for anything to do with that. So I can share my personal experience this. So back in 2021, I was in a higher position in a corporate firm. I was managing a global team of 40 people, but I hated the job, absolutely hated it. I feel it's eating my soul. I was unhappy. I was very depressed every day. But I was giving myself all the excuses. I'm too old to change jobs now. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I kind of know I'm really very much into spirituality and very much into meditation. So I got myself a meditation qualifications. And I said to myself, I want to become a yogi, to hide myself in a mountain for the rest of my life. But I don't know how. So I just said to the universe, so I essentially said to the universe, I don't know the how, so I'm going to live down the side. And also I was thinking I'm too selfish to make the decision, because I said to myself, I want to help my family. I have a big team to manage. How could I just run and then just do whatever I want, become a yogi living in a mountain? I just can't do that. And then I don't know how to become a meditation teacher. I have no idea how I'm going to do it. So I essentially just keep rejecting all of this until 2022. I finally left the company. And I just feel totally confused. Essentially, the universe is giving me the opportunity to get out, seeing suffer so much already, telling me to get out. So give me a good package, let me leave. So I left and I started thinking, wow, okay, you know what? I really need to start thinking about how I'm going to do this meditation stuff now. So now I'm finally coming to realize everything happens for a reason. If you meet any obstacles, challenges, or you just simply feel bored, you feel unfulfilled, then that just means you're not meant to do this anymore. The universe has got a bigger plan for you. And what you need to do is to proceed to say yes, to the universe. I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I don't know how, but please, I'm giving you permission to give me what I want, what I need to do to learn in order to step into this process. And then opportunity to step will be feeding to you one by one. So yeah, that's a little share.
Thank you so much, Polly. And we have some very interesting questions. Thank you all for asking the questions in the chat. And if you're watching us on social media, on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, feel free to ask your questions in the comments. And if we can see them before this day one ends, we'll make sure to answer them. And if you prefer to come here on Zoom and ask your questions live, that's even better. So click the links to register and we'll meet you again here. In the meantime, let's see a couple of very interesting questions here. The first one by Shirifule. So I have a goal to write a master memory, but I didn't start since a year ago. And this also can be the case of someone who wants to switch careers, as Polly used to want since 2020, but they just don't. Or someone who wants to start investing. Like I wanted to start investing years and years ago, and I was just watching the stock markets going up and down, saying, if I invested this today, I would have gone here, like, I don't know, I would have multiplied my income by 10 next year. Or if I invested this 5 years ago, wow, look at that, it's 1,000 times more. Why didn't I do that? Did I actually do something that day that I said that? No, because it's much easier to just watch and look backwards than it is to look forwards, because I had no idea how much that stock or that thing or that business is going to get me in the next few years. But looking backwards, seeing the results, oh, I should have done that. But I didn't for some reason. And that reason, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. It's called the paradigm. And if it's the first time you hear this word, stay tuned tomorrow, because we will explain how exactly it is the paradigm that's definitely holding you back, that's definitely keeping you where you are right now. But so in a very short reply, Sherifulay, but tomorrow we'll get even deeper into your question. The first step here is to set up a deadline. And this is why it's really important. Set up a deadline saying, okay, if you want to give yourself more time, that's okay. Give yourself a year, 3 years, that's fine. That's okay. But set up a deadline, because without a deadline, you cannot see the path. You cannot see clear. You cannot even see the obstacles, because you have an indefinite amount of time. And guess what? We have no idea how much time we still have left. Not to be very, not to be negative about it, but we don't really. We have no idea how much time we still have left on this earth. So set up a deadline. We have no idea what's going to happen in the future. Absolutely none. But that does not mean that we cannot plan. And that does not mean that we cannot really set up a goal and go after it. If you don't set up a deadline, you can never have the strength to actually get up and start doing things. The second step is to make a decision. By, I don't know, next year, this date, I will have this, this, and that. Now I have clarity. I have written down my goal. I know exactly what I would have by next year, or what I want to have. That's the same thing. And then after that, I will make the decision. I will commit to myself to say, okay, I will do whatever it takes, whatever is in my power today to take the next step. The key is to take the next step. It could be a micro step. It could be really something very meaningless, or to use many very meaningless. But remember the butterfly effect. That's real. And that's amazingly powerful. Just take the first step, and then you will see the next. You will not see all the path. Otherwise, the game is not fun anymore. If you can see exactly how to beat the monsters and how to get to the castle, it's not fun to play the game. But you have to stay there and play level by level. And you can only go to level 99 starting with level 1. And starting with setting up a deadline and making a decision. With that being said, my answer is still not complete, so come back tomorrow so we can talk about paradigms and see exactly how to rewire your brain and to get yourself moving, to get yourself getting up and start doing the thing when you don't want to do the thing. What's the other question?
Rebecca raised a very valid question, actually, and I think Jay has got something to answer.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Jay, you wanted to take that?
Yeah. There is another question a little bit higher up as well, so I'll let you find that one. But Rebecca's asking, so I have so many goals and interests and passions. I get overwhelmed and try doing too much. I end up not finishing things because there is too much. Any advice? Most definitely, yes. You are not alone. That is shiny object syndrome, flitting minds when, oh, no idea. Oh, squirrel.
Yeah.
Our brains are just so hardwired to always look for the next squirrel. See, mine does it too.
I have that too.
There's no actual squirrels. It's in my head. But what I find really helps when I'm doing that is, one, it's because the thing I'm doing isn't what I want to be doing. It might have been last week, but right now I've got a new idea that I want to work on. But I also want to finish this. But I've got bored of this. So what I tend to do is I have a little notepad that I carry around, and on the front of it, it's called the fridge, because things stay fresh in the fridge. So when I have a new idea that pops up, and it's dragging my attention away from the thing that I actually wanted to do in the first place, I write it in the fridge. And then when this thing is done, this one thing that I'm working on, I can go to the fridge and I can see, okay, what's the next thing I want to work on? Okay, there's also an awful lot of productivity tips that I can give across the week that will help with that. So daily scheduling of what you're doing, time blocking, chunking, like getting short sections of work with a little bit of a break. So you know you're going to have a break in 25 minutes and things like that. But the biggest thing, when you are losing interest in what you need to be doing or what you thought you wanted to be doing, is always go back to, why are you doing it in the first place? If the why isn't there anymore, doesn't matter if it doesn't get finished. Okay?
Yeah.
It's like when you are making a jumper. Okay, so you're crocheting or you're knitting a jumper, and it's taken quite a while. And the reason why you're making it is because you thought it'd be really, really cool and your kid is going to look absolutely amazing in it. If it's been 2 years, it's probably not going to fit the kid anymore. So there's no point in trying to keep doing it. You can unpick it and start again, or you can move on to a new project because the kid has grown. And things in our lives and situations we outgrow things. Something that I wanted to do 3 years ago is no longer relevant now. Okay, but we will touch across a lot of other things this week, in and around that, about how to stay focused on what you want to be doing and why. But always, 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 with any goal that you set, make sure it's a C-type and make sure you know why you're doing it. And that why is for you. Doesn't matter if you're doing it to help someone else, they're not relevant. You're the only person that lives in your head 24/7. So your why is for you. You're allowed to be selfish. This is not actually selfish. Because if you're fulfilling you and being your best self and keeping you happy, it impacts everyone else, doesn't it?
Of course. Yeah. It's contagious, just like anything else.
Exactly.
Yeah, I found the question by Mandeep. So, are we going to discuss the challenges or life as it happens kind of scenarios that can potentially derail these goals? Yes, of course, because life happens all the time, and there will be challenges and there will be step backs, and it's all part of the journey. So, some step backs and some challenges are much, much harder than others. And that's completely normal. That's life. Sometimes it's like you literally cannot like move to the next step anymore. You have to wait, or you have to choose another approach, and that's okay. But first thing is to really understand that it is a part of the journey. So do not expect yourself to set up a goal, say, okay, by New Year's Eve 2025, I will have this and that because I set up a goal and it's a C-type goal and it's how these 4 coaches told me to do. So everything should go as planned. It usually does not. And that's okay. Because first of all, as we said, the purpose of the goal is to learn, is to grow. And sometimes in the meantime, the goal changes. If you grow too much in the meantime, if you really learn so much, or if you learn something about you that tells you, actually, this is not the goal. Maybe this was something for me to see clearer, or to get this skill, or to get this job, or to get this income. It's probably not the goal that I was looking for. So life can happen this way too, to make you change journeys, to change your path. And that's completely okay. Also, okay, some kind of challenges like environment, society, your family, your friends, your current income. That's a big one. I don't have money to do this, or I don't have the exact skills for me to become this or this person or entrepreneur or whatever that I want to become. These can also be challenges, and these are the usual challenges that we can face. Some things, or some of them, can be changed, can be avoided, like avoiding being in the same toxic environment that has prevented you so far from doing anything. If you're still, for example, within the same circle of friends that will hold you back, that will make fun of you if you talk about your goal, it's probably time for you to shift environments, to, I don't know, switch jobs, switch schools, switch anything that you can, of course. Because, okay, there's something very important that we haven't really emphasized yet, is that do what we can with what we have now. And this is what the next step is about, is to really take the next jump, the next leap, with whatever I have today, with the environment I have today, can I change something? Can I change a variable in this equation that I'm in today? Because I'm the result of this equation. If the equation is the same, if my job, if my environment, if my country, if my it's
I think Nina's
100% sure that
she's
you
back.
will. Sorry, I froze?
You went.
Okay. Okay. And it's always the least photogenic. Okay, I'm probably gonna freeze again because it's telling me that my internet connection is unstable. So sorry if I froze being like this, but I'm okay. Yeah, so I was talking about changing one variable in the equation, one at a time, and then see the magic happen. I had to change so many variables in my life, so many of them. If I had to change everything at once, I would have needed, I don't know, some nuclear power or something because there was so much to change. But I began step by step, changing and tweaking as much as I could. But I did it to the best of my ability. And then my ability got better. And that's the key. And that's the whole thing about. That's what this setting up and achieving goal is about, is that your ability is going to get better. Do your best, and your best is going to get better and better. Again, this is not the extent of the answer. We will talk about paradigms later on day 2, day 3. We will talk about mental faculties and how to perceive the challenges differently and how to take the best out of the worst of the situations. And this is very important because no matter how catastrophical the thing is going to be that will set you back or hold you back, you can probably get something positive about it. And now again, talking about looking back about all the challenges, all the bad things that happened in all of our lives, it probably was for the best. Exactly for the best. Not even not bad. It was for the best. But only if we really perceived it that way, or only if we did what we could with that situation and trying to extract or really get the best out of it. Yeah, I don't think there are any other questions in the meantime. So if you still have any questions, it's already 9 p.m. UK, 10 p.m. CET. So we're probably going to end this session very soon. But in the meantime, if there's any question about goals, we're still here. So one last thing that we want you to do today, for day 1, your homework is to go and try to start this want list. Start writing down things that you want to get, to buy, to achieve, to do, to be, to become, whatever you want. It could be anything. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Have this conversation with yourself. Be truly honest with yourself. You don't need to tell anybody about this list. This is very private. This is yours. But even with yourself, you will see that it's a bit challenging to admit to yourself what you truly want. So that's going to be the exercise for day 1. For day 2, I expect you to have found your goal, to have written it down on a goal card. We could probably send the goal card template to the people who have registered. Yes, like the one that John is holding. So simply write down, I am so happy and grateful. We'll start talking in the present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that, and then you write down, now that I have my yacht, or now that I have my $1 million, or now that I have my met my soulmate, or now that I have my perfect health or lifestyle, whatever you want. Now that I have started my business, now that I have written my master's, that's really up to you. But choose a C-type goal, choose something you really, really want, write it down, look at the goal card often and often, as many times as you can a day, and you'll see the magic happens. But this is not the end of the equation. The equation has so many other variables that we will explain throughout this 5-day Success Accelerator. So come back tomorrow. If you have watched us today on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, we are on Zoom every day live. So we would love for you to join and be a part of this amazing training that we are presenting this week. This was Nina Robert, and with me, Polly Liu, Jaiye Cordory, and John Power. We are the Freedom Collective. Thank you and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, all.